What family tradition should forever be forgotten? In my family, it was the yearly Penance Day. It started with my great-grandfather, a deeply religious man who believed in public confession of sins. Every December 29th, the entire extended family would gather in my grandparents' living room for what can only be described as emotional torture. I was 12 the first time I was deemed old enough to participate. Before then, I'd been sent upstairs with the other kids, hearing only muffled crying and occasional shouts from below. "James, it's your turn this year," my father said that morning, his eyes not quite meeting mine. "It's part of becoming a man in this family." I remember the pit in my stomach as we drove to Grandpa's house. "What exactly do I have to do?" I asked. Dad's knuckles whitened on the steering wheel. "Just be honest. That's all they want. They, the elders, your grandfather, your uncles, and me." When we arrived, the house already felt heavy. The adults sat in a circle of chairs in the living room, while the younger kids were herded upstairs by my aunt. The Christmas decorations still hung, making the somber atmosphere even more unsettling. Grandpa stood at the center, Bible in hand. "We gather to cleanse ourselves before the new year, to start fresh by acknowledging our failures." What followed was horrifying. One by one, family members stood in the center and confessed their sins while everyone watched. My mother admitted to resenting my father's mother. My cousin Sarah revealed she'd been skipping church to meet a boy. My uncle confessed to drinking again after years of sobriety, his wife silently weeping beside him. The worst part? After each confession, the elders would decide on an appropriate penance. Sometimes it was simply prayers or Bible study. Other times it was more severe, public apologies, destroying cherished possessions, or cutting off friendships deemed negative influences. When my turn came, my legs trembled so badly I could barely stand. I don't know what to say," I whispered. Grandpa's face hardened. "The Lord knows your heart, James. Hiding your sins only compounds them." The silence stretched painfully as everyone stared. Finally, desperate, I said, "I cheated on a math test last month. It was true, but felt so trivial compared to the heavy confessions before mine." Still, I watched relief wash over my parents' faces. This was an acceptable sin for a child. My penance was writing, "I will be honest in all my endeavors" 200 times and reading it aloud at next year's gathering. As I grew older, the confessions grew more intense. Marital problems, financial mistakes, secret addictions, family feuds exposed raw and bleeding for all to witness. When I was 19, my cousin Michael confessed to being gay. The silence was deafening. His penance: conversion therapy or excommunication from the family. He chose the latter. I didn't blame him. The tradition finally ended when my grandmother, after 50 years of marriage, stood in the circle and said, "My greatest sin was allowing this to continue. This isn't faith, it's abuse." Grandpa tried to silence her, but she continued, her voice growing stronger. "I've watched this break our family apart year after year. I've seen the fear in our children's eyes." No more. That was 5 years ago. The family split into factions, those who believed the tradition was sacred and those who recognized its harm.